This burns! Quick, get in the shade!
Oh, well, this isn't ominous at all. So, welcome to the Desert of the Knaaren, my favorite chapter in the game, for reasons. To be fair, it's probably the developer's favorite chapter as well. They really spoiled the hell out of it in the intro. Either way, though, if you've played this game before, chances are you probably remember this one. To be fair, it does start off really strong. Good setting. I like that, there's no music, just ominous ambient noise, and of course I know I've said this 1,000 times, but I do love how they use enemies to sort of present an area. I mean, to be fair, it is done in the same way as the Bog of Murk, because that one was also just slapdashes and hood blasters at the beginning, but, I still think it's a good effect.
Hey, Glowbox, will you grant me one final request?
Eesh, Andre's being overdramatic. I mean, that happens most of the time, but in a different way this time. So, there might be a barrel right here, but there's also a platforming section, so, as you might have guessed, Glowbox isn't gonna leave any bubbles behind. There he goes! Alright, so, this might look like a slow platforming section, but it's actually really fast. I mean, the platforms are kind of moving up and down slow, but they're timed really well so you can have some pretty smooth movement over them. And even if you jump over them while they're sinking, well, the danger water here is about as lenient as it's been for the rest of the game, so that's nice, but also because Rayman has his little helicopter move, that means you can just sort of camp out over the platforms until they come back up, so I really like that section. Most platforming sections like that tend to be kind of slow, but that one's not, so it's A-okay in my book. Oh yeah, by the way, there's some piggy banks over there, but I missed them. I don't know why, I just forgot to get them. To be fair, I did have to do run of this section like 15 to 20 times. Actually, I think it was 19. I think I might have counted that one, but anyway, yeah. Either way, I had to repeat this a lot, so can you blame me for missing a few things? I mean, I know I'm not going to get 100%, but still. Yeah. Oh yeah, and by the way, I should mention, I really like the song, now that that's kicked in. It's a good song, also fairly ominous. I don't like, however, that they brought back the old Rayman 2 help sound clip. Yeah, if I remember correctly, this is what played whenever you got closer to the cages in Rayman 2. It is the worst sound in the world, so let's free these teensies so they'll stop saying help, preferably forever. Thank you very much. Oh, that's weird. They didn't talk automatically. Alright, well, I guess we have to go down and talk manually, actually engage in a conversation. Thanks a lot, jerks. Oop, almost got shot there.
Hey, Big Nose! If you want to cross the desert, you need to use the tunnels.
But it won't be easy. The tunnels are swarming with Knaaren, and those beasts are invincible.
Yeah, well, you got a better idea?
You bet your $1 I do.
Okay, listen closely, Big Nose. Do not let the Knaaren get near you. You understand? Never! If they get their claws on you, you're dead. Well, it was a nice knowing ya!
Ah, thanks. Well, what a great teensy. Real stand-up guy, that one. Ah, well, I'm sure we won't run into these Knaaren. I mean, why would we in a chapter called Desert of the Knaaren? That'd just be silly. Anyway, we took out both the enemies in the area, and look, a dead end with a cracked floor. That's kind of odd, don't you think?
Let me go!
So say hello to the Knaaren. If you played this game as a kid, chances are these guys probably terrified you, because now Rayman 3 is suddenly a survival horror game. So yeah, as those teensies said, you can't harm Knaaren at all, so lead that dude in one direction, run the other, and jump down this hole. It's the only way to go. Okay, so this part is extremely rude, because the game drops you off right here, And if you look at that Knaaren, he's our Rayman vision, he's not really moving around too much, so you have to immediately run out and jump down this hidey hole. Alright, so now that we're down here, free this guy because we have to. We're gonna need the thing he gives us. Now, the game's been pointing out the gong, and oh yeah, over here, you can't hit him with a missile either. But anyway, the game's been pointing out the gong because if you hit it, the Knaaren will come running to a certain location, by which I mean the location of the gong. By the way, you do not have enough time to do, well, you don't have much time to do this. I really don't like how the camera doesn't center where you need to go. You do need to turn the camera over here, make sure you have the thing, I don't remember the name of it at the moment, whatever. Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't actually see the guy walking down the hallway right there, just because, as I said, you do not have a lot of time to do that. If you make any mistakes, like not immediately knowing where to go, then chances are you're not gonna make it in time. It's easy enough to escape, though. Anyway, these are enemies from Rayman 2. Despite being ghosts, they're called zombie chickens. Basically, these guys were born when the main villains of the game, the robot pirates, scared normal chickens, and then the chickens laid eggs that were, well, bad eggs that made zombie chickens. So, yeah, even back in Rayman 2, they kind of had that oh man, so random sense of humor thing going on. I don't know, the zombie chickens kind of just strike me like that. Oh man, they're chickens but undead, how wacky. Either way, though, yeah, just a bit of a switch puzzle. By the way, don't throw the egg, make sure to set it down with the X button, just because those things are fragile, and they'll break if you throw them. Okay, so there's actually, oh geez, we gotta get close to him. There's actually a thing behind that guy. Yeah, I accidentally got caught by him, but he can't jump, so he's not gonna go after me. So despite the fact that this is sort of a stealth section, this is actually really well designed, just because it's easy enough to escape detection by them, or from them, whatever. You saw I got caught there, but it was pretty lenient about it. He just decided to yell at me, and that was it. Nothing too major there. So, yeah, it's not like it slows the game down any, which I do like. It's a stealth section that doesn't impede your progress too much. It's really more like a puzzle more than anything else. I'd say out of anything that these switch puzzles are probably the slowest thing, just because it's a process of you gotta pick up the egg, and when enemies appear you put it down, kill them, and go back to your business, that sort of thing. They're not the worst switch puzzles in the world. I mean, there are better ones. Actually, even in this level, there are a few slightly better variations of this. I don't mind it too much, even if it is a tad on the slow side. Plus, I do like how they at least try to mix it up. You know, it's not just Knaaren all the time, because if it was just a constant chase sequence, that'd be a little bit annoying. The fact that they do try to add some downtime is really nice. I believe they tend to use the word rhythm when it comes to level design. There's something I should have probably mentioned in Land of the Living Dead, but I'll put it off until another water-based area. But they do happen to mention rhythm in terms of level design and the mystery thing that I'm not talking about at all. It's a cut level that I'm going to talk about later. But anyway, yeah, that is a good word for level design, I think. It's like the one reason I kind of like Crash Bandicoot 1. I mean, it's a hard game to get into, but when you do, levels do have a pretty good rhythm to them. Like the bridge levels, for example. It's just, you know, hard to play that well. Donkey Kong Country is also a good example. Anyway, I hated this section as a kid because you have to lure Knaaren over the switch. So yeah, oh geez, he is really booking it over. Thankfully, he has a very wide turn, so it's not too much of a problem. Okay, so we're just gonna walk on up to this platform over here. No thank you to the bone crushing, that's quite alright. I will just jump up here. I believe they'll follow you up to the ramp. I didn't see that in any of my attempts at this stage, but you know, I actually tried to get through this quickly, so I wasn't lounging around at the ramp, but I seem to remember them coming up the ramp when I played as a kid. So, anyway, this is a fairly short level, but it's quite packed. We were supposed to lure a Knaaren over at the start, sure, but honestly, there are so many and the room is so small that you're gonna get caught no matter what, even if you're not trying to get caught, which I'm not. Oh boy, yeah, so these guys are fairly intimidating, I have to say. Again, thankfully they don't really make any major jumps. They can jump, but, like, they won't follow you up here or anything like that. Which is a relief, because that would make them just utterly terrifying, which, you know, they already kind of are. They are very threatening, except with the exception of a few lines, which I think you already saw back there, but I do. Oh, no thank you. Oh yeah, see, stuff like that is legitimately kind of terrifying, because it's real uncomfortable. I think the only thing they don't threaten is probably your teeth, which is good, because I'm not the best about tooth-based horror. Thanks a lot, Futurama. But yeah, they do have a lot of threats ranging from actually intimidating to eyes, apparently. They really don't like Rayman's eyes, to kind of comical. In fact, I believe they're going to mention it right here. At some point, I remember them doing that. He's following along. Oh, yep, see. I said C in reference to the fact that he has been trying to take leaps at me, which is, again, terrifying, but he can't actually reach you. But yeah, also, he mentioned the line twice in a row. I kinda wish that line was a little more infrequent, just because it's already played 3 times, and also, it played early on in the stage itself. Well, really stage 1. Like, I feel that works better if you don't hear it for a while. Like, you just hear them with legitimate threats like spit in his eye, crush his bones, skin him, and then just out of nowhere, like when you're halfway done with this chapter, make him write bad checks. I don't know. I feel like that's a line that shouldn't activate until a certain point, and even then it's super rare, so it doesn't happen twice in a row like it did. Anyway, so, yeah, the game's intro did kind of spoil this, but, this giant statue right here, the Leptus statue, appeared right at the beginning of that, actually. Rayman leapt off of it, but we're not doing that because there's a Knaaren down there. I would prefer to go this way. Ah, geez, 61, really? I thought I did pretty well, but no.
Hey, does anybody have any cough syrup?
Yeah, that's still the Knaaren. Though that being said, they are guarding this hallway, and they are still invincible, so let's find a way around them. But anyway, yeah, after 2 stages, they sort of just let up on the Knaaren being completely terrifying, and now they're going to be a little more humorous. And have I mentioned that they're basically my favorite characters in the game? Maybe it's just because they basically yell everything. I always do appreciate a character who is very intense, like the Knaaren. But yeah, they've got some good lines, and again, they're just, I want to say enthused, but I don't think that's the right word. Angry? Nah. They just shout a lot. Though they do still have their generic, we're going to brutally murder you lines. Because why'd you get rid of those? Oh yeah, by the way, the mice, if you hit them, I think they're like masochists or something. Not bothering with that.
No. Why? Do you? No, of course not. What was I
I
thinking?
love this conversation. Yeah, the Knaaren are great. So anyway, bit of a puzzle here, by which I mean, don't go that way, jump down over here. The camera doesn't exactly help, but just jump towards the wall. There's a platform over here. You can ring the gong from over there, but don't use the missile instead, just because, obviously, once we hit it, the Knaaren's gonna run right towards it, and yeah, you'd get caught. If you go down there, some zombie chickens will appear. And by the way, don't be, like, scooting or jumping out of that little alcove before the Knaaren passes that point. I did that at one point, and he got very mad that I was standing just a little too far out, so had to restart that recording. Oh boy. I love this chapter, but man, had a lot of re-recordings. It's kind of tough to get this place just right, and by the way, in my experience, that dude's pretty much always right there by the time you get to this spot. Might not always be the case, but yeah, I time it pretty well, so he's getting close. Go around the pillar and you'll be fine. Now, I'm coming up on an area where... yeah, can you see it from here? Yeah, okay, you probably can't, but there's a wall in the back that I ruined one recording with by trying to check out and see what's over there. There's nothing. It's just a dead end. You see that glowing green spot? You can kind of see where it is from here. You can see the pillars of it at least. Okay, so yeah, the guy patrolling over there, I think that area is just for him to roam around in, but there's nothing over there as far as I know, unless I missed something, but I didn't see any gems or hidden creatures to find, so I don't think you need to go over there at all. And also, same as the other room, if you go to the bottom floor of this spot, the zombie chickens will spawn. So, don't, because it's just a waste of your time. There's nothing down there anyway, as far as I know.
I have to go tickle my hamster.
I'll take it. Ooh, alright, well I know I said there was nothing down there, but darn it, these gems are tempting. I have to get my 30 points, it's important. I mean, really it's 50 if you think about it. Ugh, please stop saying that. Anyway, I think we're at the one bit. Oh, there's a duder over here. Hello, Matavis, or whatever you're called. I keep forgetting your name. Okay, yep, seems we are at the tower.
My dad is stronger than your dad. No way. My dad.
Oh, I love all these mentions of dads. Like, were the Knaaren raised on the Bim or something like that? Is this just like a civilization that thrives on McElroy contents? If they said boy at any point, I'd know for sure. But I don't know, I think the frequency of dad mentions, it kind of hints at it. It's not a 100% guaranteed sign, but, you know, they might. Ooh, you want to hide behind here? I actually got caught by the second group of these guys. Oop, not those guys. The other those guys. Is this the other? Looks like it. Yeah. So for some reason I got caught right here on one of my... Actually, no, this is my test playthrough. I got caught here, but don't worry. You might have seen back there that there was a pile of rubble at the entrance of the tower. Basically, it's intended that you go all the way back there if you get caught so you can hide and they won't catch you. But I actually ran this way and those two guys didn't catch me, and eventually they just gave up even though there's only one direction I could go, so thankfully they were kind of dumb. Like these guys who don't notice a rocket. Or the fact that I just blew up a cage full of teensies, which, according to the walls, apparently they like to catch teensies, and I'd assume eat them. I mean, I don't want to make assumptions. Maybe they just catch these guys and put them in cages, which does seem to be a common pastime around here. Everyone does it, villain or not. An area just needs teensies. Of course, the balloons do have little black lumps on them, so I guess not. I don't know, I do kind of wish they'd change that detail here, because I don't see any hoodlums in this area. They don't really appear too much. Which, again, I like that. It's as I've been saying. Even the hoodlums are too scared to come down into the Knaaren's mines or caves or whatever. We're not going to be dealing with them at all really in this chapter, at least until we get out of these caves. But yeah, instead we just get to focus on all the Knaaren and platforming sections and whatnot.
Hey, are you going to the gong party on Saturday? I'd love to, but I doubt my dad will let me go out.
Damn a bim bam! My dad won't let me go to the gong party. Also, there's this obnoxious run boy who just goes around hitting our gongs and won't let us catch him and eat his brains. What's up with that? Oh dear, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. That's not... No, I can't reach the door. If you linger on the platform right there, it will eventually just collapse and you'll fall down here anyway, but, you know, I feel it works better if you jump down yourself. Otherwise, the game's just like, no, you're supposed to go down, you dummy. Which, of course, I saw that all the time. When I was a kid, I was just like, okay, well, I guess I just have to stand here and get killed by these guys. I guess this is the end. So anyway, this is supposed to be a puzzle room, but we're not actually going to have to deal with the fallout of screwing up the puzzle room, so I'm going to pick up the gems now. And I assumed that there was a gem off in that corner, but there wasn't, so I ruined my combo score. I know you're all very disappointed in me. So anyway, this room is fairly simple, if I could pick up this egg. There are certain crumbling platforms that will collapse under the weight of Rayman and an egg. You can tell because they're in slightly different spots, like you could kind of tell that almost acts like solely as a bridge between platforms. If you want to test it, you can just like walk over a suspicious looking section for a moment and then just double back before it falls over. Otherwise you get sent down to the bottom, you have to deal with zombie chickens and all that jazz, but it's not too bad. That being said, it is a time waster, so I'm not showing it off. Anyway, I really do like this level because we've really been picking up in Knaaren chases now. We've had a little bit of downtime, but now, yeah, there's no real way to hide from them like there was before. They are actively pursuing us and almost cornering us, but not this time, jerks. Though that being said, we are going to have to kind of ruin the moment there, even though this is looking pretty cool. There's Knaaren over there blocking an exit, but we're not going to look at that just yet because there's a secret area, which, again, kind of undermines the Knaaren chase just a tiny little bit. That being said, you don't want to miss it because, oh boy, there's a lot of gems. Remember when I said I wasn't really going to focus on picking these up? I do. Those are the days. Oh, I don't care about score at all. Actually, no, I definitely care about score. It's important to me. But anyway, yeah, we've made it back here. If you go to the direction that the Knaaren came out of, there are just a couple of locked doors, so nothing we can really find there. We just have to repeat this segment, but the Knaaren have mysteriously vanished for some reason. Again, it takes you out a little bit, but you do have to exit that way. You can't go back where you started that secret room, but there's the dude right there roaring at us. Just hanging out, making sure we don't go that way. That's where all the important stuff is. I think I've gotten 2 health upgrades during this chapter, haven't I? This area does have a lot of teensies. I mean, to be fair, I haven't counted the cage numbers per chapter. The game tells you it itself anyway.
Since Sally died, I feel so...
Oh yeah, and we kind of end off on what I find to be the weakest Knaaren conversation.
No one to love. Come on! Turn that frown upside
Wait
down.
through the twist.
I'm sure that you can
Oh,
find
he was
another.
talking about a rat. How hilarious. Anyway, yeah, again, that's my least favorite one. Should have been another one about dads, and oh dear.
Poke him in the eye. Step aside, he's mine! You seem quite clever,
stranger. That's good. I like clever people. Their brains are tastier. Let's see how you handle yourselves in the arena.